Basil babes.
Saffron squad?
Nutmeg maidens?
Paprika.
And of course, I was going to post to this. Of course, I was going to come back and do a stitch. David and Victoria Beckham in their full glory of what they do best. Business. Business, humble, touching upon, riding that algorithm as these words of nutmeg and squad are very hot right now. I wonder why that could be. I don't know. And actually, if you listen to David Beckham, it really does sound like Megan's. And actually how they go back to that at the end of the video, just to make sure no lawyers come knocking at their door, in where she says, nutmeg maidens. And he said, I've already said that. You know, the genius, the white tea, how it's gone from my dad owns a Rolls Royce straight back to David's wife, because we all know her as Posh, but of course she wants to hang on to her man. I'm David's wife. Where have we seen that before? The wife, the husband, the constant repeat of regurgitated. We're married. We know. We were there. We watched on. We celebrated. We paid for your wedding. But of course, my husband, my wife, David's wife, it just makes perfect genius sense. It sounds, it touch upon, it's a bit funny. It calls a certain group out without going in big time. It's just light-hearted, and of course our eyes lit up, and they knew as they rode this algorithm that it was going to do exactly that. And we've got to remember, David and Victoria Beckham was dragged into all this shit to begin. Their names were thrown out there, enticed in this royal family, Harry and Meghan's divide, in how Posh could have been leaking stuff to the press, the media. And as we all know, Posh doesn't play that game or that way. She's managed to establish a career, a privacy, the both, playing the two in sweet harmony. And you know why? Because it's genuine, it's consistent. They do what they do. They call a spade a spade. They bring humble a connection to the people with their wit and humour. They released their own documentary, a stark contrast compared to Harry and Meghan, and the fact that David felt so comfortable in that moment when Posh was a bit up here to come back into the room to say, Posh, really? Tell them the truth. In that moment of him feeling comfortable enough to call that shit out in the moment of it happening, told us more about their connection, in their relationship, in their comfort with each other than any words they could have preached to us. It was genius. And the next day, what do we see? Posh coming out and owning that on her white tea. Now, I think at this very point, she needs to bring out her own line of white teas. And let's be fair, she probably will, because it's business. It's Posh and Bex. It's what they do, mixing the two in again. Sweet harmony. But then stripping it back further, we all watch David Beckham queue up alongside and amongst the people, because that's where in that moment he needed to be, again, that humble. We watched him share pear drops with the people as he stood for hours on end to pay his final respects to our queen, our country, and our monarchy. And why did he do that upon interview? He simply spoke the words, my nan and granddad, if they were here, they would have wanted to do the same. And that's why I'm here for them also, to pay that respects, that due to his family, his nan, his gran. They are royalists. They have been dragged into this mess, and this little moment of business and pleasure, shall I say, in saying to the world, we do it best. And we don't agree with you and the rest. And I just want to add one more thing. If only Harry and Meghan had that comfort and that ability in their relationship, for when she disrespected his gran on the full screen and got a bit up there with this dramatic curtsy, that Harry would have called that shit out, a bit like David did on our screen in front of us on full view for everyone to see.